Hello and welcome back. Today we will be doing the Gryffindor and the Hufflepuff house banners. As always, I've included a link for them in the title there, and at the beginning of the stream it shares it again. We'll do Gryffindor first. These are each... This one's just shy of 300, Gryffindor is, and Hufflepuff is just over 300. So neither one of them are particularly long or big builds. But that's why we're going to do them both. And then they also have, of course, a Ravenclaw and a Slytherin. And you can put them all up next to each other. When you're done building them, you can, Hello, Kevin! Good morning. When you're done with them, you're supposed to be able to hang them on the wall as like art. So that's pretty cool. I'll have to pick up the other ones as well. Sorry, my eyes are really itchy today. And I tried fiddling again with the, now what's it called? With like the closed captions, and I still couldn't get them to work. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing wrong or not doing or whatever. There's some stickers in this set, and there's this cool, like, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, but when you bend it, it looks like the stairs are moving. And there's like a little Lego head in the fireplace when you move it a certain way. And there's only 2 bags to this set. Yes, so I'm still working on the closed captions. Like I said, I did it, but I'm not sure. So I put on a thing that would tell me to turn it on, but as far as I know, it's turned on. It's just not working. Let me try. Maybe now that I'm like on, it will turn on or work better since I'm live. Here's to hoping. Okay, let me see if maybe now that I'm on live, it will turn on. My dashboard. Yes, because some people can't have like headphones or whatever at work. So they were wondering if I could try putting like closed captions. That way, when they type in a question, they can read the answer on the screen instead of me having to stop and type it out. But I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like it says I have them turned on and the extension is calibrated or whatever you want to say, but it's still not like working. So I don't know if I have not done something correctly. And I've watched the little like video they have for it, and I've done everything the video says too, and it's not working. So I have no clue. I even tried like going and turning it to off until I pressed live. And then I went back like while the timer was counting down and turned it back to on. And that didn't seem to work either. So, again, I don't know what I'm doing wrong or maybe I don't have it configured correctly or whatever. But yeah. Since you only listen, you're good either way. Yeah. So it was something I was trying. Like I said, I don't know if I'm not doing something correctly, like on my end, like it's configured right, but I'm not doing something correctly to turn it on, or if it's not configured right or something. But either way, I've tried and I will continue to fiddle with it, and hopefully I can get it to work. It said to like double check that I had permissions for my microphone, which I do. So, like I said, I don't know. Move my little trash can a little closer. We'll just see how it plays out. These 4 extra pieces were just in the box. They weren't in a bag, so we'll see when they come into play. And I got this mat, but I don't know if it's like cutting down on the glare that I had before that several people had mentioned, or if it's not really doing anything. Okay. Yeah, I don't pretend to understand why I've done everything it says and it still doesn't want to work. And there are, I believe, 3 minifigures in this set as well. Oh, I always miss that first Pokemon, because I never see it say, like, it's there. So are you in your tractor today as well, Kevin? That's cool. Lots of fun. You get to... I don't know. To me, that just seems like it would be a fun or interesting. I'm sure like anything else, it could get tiring after a while, but it seems like it would be fun. Lots of circle ones in this set so far. Hi, Steele! Did you have fun on your trip? That's great. I can't wait to hear all about it. I have to live vicariously through you. That seems like it would be a lot of fun. You might have another follower soon. My daughter made a Twitch account like viewer. I don't know if she's going to stream anything, but account, and I told her she should follow you because you crochet. Okay, that's it so far. She's tried, like, cause the library where we used to live, you could borrow things, like more than just books. Like they had GoPros you could borrow, and you could borrow a sewing machine, or you could take them, like email them a pattern for like the 3D printing machine, and they would print it out for you. They could do all kinds of stuff. Knitting needles, crochet needles, the whole 9 yards. So she had borrowed crochet first and then knitting needles, and she tried both. I think she likes knitting better, but she tried both, and she's got a ton of yarn. Under the guise that she was going to make things, but then she kind of just let it go and didn't. Nope, that's the wrong piece. Right, like I don't know if every library does it. It was a base library, but even the one in town had other things you could borrow besides just books. Like in the kids section, you could borrow like these, like Lego kits. Not like kits like I build, but they were more geared towards school. And so like if you had homeschool kids, you could borrow these library sets, and they could use them for like STEM projects, and then you had like 2 weeks to use them, and then you had to return them. But they had all different kinds of stuff you could borrow. So I wonder if other libraries do that as well. It probably is very dependent on your area too, and how well they think people will return the things. Supplies! Right. I thought it was cool that way, like, if you don't have to go out and spend all this money. Like, they had a Cricut machine you could use. This way you weren't spending a ton of money for something that maybe you do once, or because you only needed to do it once, or maybe because you didn't know if you were going to like it. So this way you didn't have to go out and spend a ton of money. You could try it out in theory first before doing that. I thought it was pretty cool. That you could borrow board games from them as well. So like if there was a board game you wanted to try, like some of the board games are kind of pricey. So they would have ones that you could try, and then if you liked it, great, then you knew it and before you went and spent the money. And sometimes it was just like Monopoly, but sometimes it was the pricier one. Like we have the Hogwarts multiplayer deck building game, you know, cooperative deck building. Everybody kind of builds their own deck, but you work together to defeat the Harry Potter villains. And it's like $35, but then there's 2 expansions, and by the time you buy the whole thing, it's probably close to $100, if not more, depending on, you know, Amazon fluctuating price. But But they had that there, and you could try it, and then if you liked it, you could buy it. But that way, you haven't spent all that money without any insurances. Doesn't really look like one way's more up than the other. It's a little Hogwarts letter. Yeah, it wasn't a game store that did it, but the previous space we were at, they had a family game night once a month, and they would bring, like, some people would bring their own personal to play with others, and some would bring them and they would set them on the table, and everybody could kind of try them out. And the library would would have somebody bring them over in a tote from the library. And any ones that weren't checked out, obviously. If they were checked out, oh well. But, you could try them there at the family game night. That way, maybe not necessarily, like games, sometimes you can't find somebody in your family who wants to play that game with you. So this would allow... Oh, I skipped a step, or part of a step. This would allow you to be able to try the game with other people that were there at the event. So even if nobody in your family wanted to try the game with you, there were still people there that maybe you could try to play the game with. But I liked it. It was a great way to try out new games. The kids enjoyed it too. Like a friend of ours brought this kind of, it's a card game with pirates and mermaids and stuff. And I forget what it's called now. Oh, I'd have to contact her to buy it myself. But, so we learned to play that with them one night. It was just fun. I like board games. Trying different ones out. But yes, we've been to stores where the store themselves had game nights once a month. When we lived in Omaha, the place the kids would go to play Pokemon, they had a huge back wall full of board games, and you could test them out there in the store. It didn't have to be a certain night. Now, they did have certain nights when that's all they did back there, but it didn't have to be. You could come in anytime, any day, and try different board games out. Which is great, because like I said, some of those are pricey. Click in. Okay, it did. And there was a place up there in North Dakota that did it, but you had to pay like per hour to play the games in the store. Per hour per person. So that wasn't that great because that was a little pricey. But okay, our first sticker. It's like a little... Oh, nope, moved over too far. Looks like a bookshelf. That's how it looks on. Our public library here now doesn't have any games to check out, and the library on base doesn't have any. I mean, they have like video games that you can borrow, but no like board games. The public library here has board games, but you have to play them in the library. You can't like check them out and take them home, which is a little bummer because the kids, you know, you can only be so loud, and sometimes they get a little rambunctious and excited when they like the game. So it's hard to just play them in the in the library. But check local game shops often have that where you can try out games, whether it's anytime or only certain nights of the month. But a lot of times they have that. So do a Google search for like game shops. A Phoebus. Let's see if I can catch it. Ooh, go back. Like, you can play the games in like, because they have like an alcove section that's for like little kids and then like a teen section. And if you take the games in there, they're probably less likely to say something about the noise. But still, overall, I mean, I'm not sure how comfortable they'd be if you got too loud. Now, the library up there where we were in North Dakota was both of them, the public library, like in town, and the one on base. They didn't care about noise. In fact, the one in town had a slide that went from the second story where the kids section was. They could slide down into the main section of the library. So there's no way you're going to get kids to be quiet when you have them going on a twisty slide. And they had like a pirate ship up there that the kids could play on, and all kinds of activities always going on. So there was always noise at the library. It wasn't necessarily meant to be quiet. Oh, we didn't catch him. Boo. And the same way with the on-base library. They were always having, like, you could ask to use one of their rooms and do D&D there at the library. You could do all kinds of stuff. So they didn't really care about the noise level, you know, within reason. But they expected it to be noisy. They wanted the library to be, like, you know, exciting. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to keep kids quiet at the library and then expect them to like it. You know, obviously you can't have them screaming at the top of their lungs over every little thing, but if they're allowed to make noise and not be constantly shushed, I think that allows them to enjoy it more, and then they want to go to the library. And like I think it depends on the type of library too. Like a school library, yeah, you're gonna want to be quieter. Or like a college library where people are always stuttering. But I think on the whole, a public library maybe should be expected to have some noise. Where did you go, Lego? Make sure I didn't accidentally use it somewhere else. No. But it's probably hiding underneath another Lego. Let me take that out. I bought these little containers thinking it would be easier to find Legos, and I'm not sure it is. Okay. Oh, that's what I did. Oh, nope, you're fine. You can't control it. Listen, hey, you chimed in while you're driving, or are watching while you're driving, or listening while you're driving, however you want to say that. I'm not upset. You do what you need to do. I probably thought I grabbed the right block there and then grabbed one next to it. Messed up the color. But I fixed it. Make sure I put this on the right way. Okay, another one of those. Okay. Nope, I did that wrong. Okay. Oh, another sticker. This one kind of looks like the cushion, like a cushion. Either, like a cushion on the bottom for a chair. I'm not sure if it will be like a back or a butt cushion, but almost looks pleated like a cushion, a backrest. Okay, it says ads in like 15 seconds. So if you have ads, sorry. Okay, sorry. My daughter texted me from school, which she doesn't usually do, so so I should be worried about it, but never mind, because she sent me a picture she must have found online. It's a candle. It says, Mom's last nerve. Ooh, look, it's on fire. Which is accurate. Okay, I guess it was like the back of a cushion, because now that you fold it up, it's like that. Okay, so that is how that is looking so far. Oh, I forgot I turned it around to face you guys and then just put something on wrong. Back. So I did the Disney duos on Sunday. And then I was like, oh, Stella, love these. Oh, wait, she's on vacation. I remembered about halfway through. I was like, oh, well. I know, I was like, ooh, she'll love these. At the VOD, yeah. So, I was in Miss Profit DNA's stream the other day watching her, and she said that I had mentioned that I picked them up because they were on sale at Target. And she mentioned she tried to do them the other, well, I shouldn't say try, she did do them, but that she had problems, that it took her forever. So the whole time I was like, well, it's a small set. It's only like 500 and some pieces. And I was like, oh, well, that can be my whole stream because she said it took her a minute to do them. It did not take me a minute. It only took me like an hour and a half to do all of them. So that was not a very long stream. I kept waiting for like something to not cooperate, and that's why she had problems. But I don't know why. Because it seemed to go together fairly easy. But she is like an OCD sorter, so I wonder if that's why it took her so long. Not that there's any problem with how long it takes anybody to build anything, because God knows sometimes it takes me forever to build the simplest things. But I wonder if her sorting contributes to that. Like her need to sort. I used to be like that when I first started Legos, like compulsive sorter. But then the more I did it, the less I was like, nope, just let it go. It will take you forever. Now I compulsively sort my leftover pieces, but I know now. I used to try to like keep all the tiny pieces, like each bag of tiny pieces, like separate in its own little bowl or whatever. And all the big pieces they couldn't mix. Like all of a sudden like it wouldn't come together if they touched or something. But after a while I was like, oh my God, I'm going to give myself an aneurysm like this. And I just let it go. But now, like, I'm a compulsive sorter of, like, any leftover pieces. But I pretty much just dump the bag and go with it. I did get this to try to help, like, so that they wouldn't, like, slide off the table or roll away. But I think I'm going to have to get... They had some smaller ones. You got, like, a 4-pack of smaller bowls. I think I'm going to have to get one of those for the small pieces because now dumping them all in here, it kind of mixes all together and makes it harder to find the small pieces, which is not ideal. Okay. That's how that's coming along. I'm still OCD about some things, like the blocks being perfectly straight or the sticker being on right. I can't seem to let that go, though. I turn it back around so I don't mess it up. Hi, Danny. How are you today? before. Okay. Like, my OCD is really bad when it comes to sewing any patterns, because I have to check the instructions like compulsively. It's horrible to watch me build sew a pattern I have not made before. Is bad. I'm not sure anybody could watch me do it. Like, I have to read each step like 4 times and then like keep checking the step over and over because I think I'm gonna do it wrong. Like, check the measurements, then go back and check. Yeah, like, I have to like look at the instructions and I read that step. And then I read it again so that I make sure I understand what it's trying to say. And then I like highlight the amount of measurements. Okay, and then I check like 3 times before I finally cut. It's like, after I've made it that first time, I'm not as bad, but like the first time I make a pattern, I am like super compulsive. I drive myself crazy. So I can only imagine what it would be like for somebody trying to watch me. Oh, you caught him, Steal. Okay, give me 1 second to click this link and we'll see what it brings me to. Ooh, a blanket hoodie. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, that's really cool. I made my kids a mermaid tail blanket. Like, you know, they were like all the rage as as seen on TV products a couple years ago. I made them mermaid tails. They weren't as hard as I thought they would do, but in all honesty, the mermaid tails are pretty simple. They give you the fin pattern and, you know, you cut on the fold. And then they tell you how big to make the square, you know, of course, folded in half. And then you have the little triangle and you just kind of set it at one end and you know, make the mark, and then you cut so that when you open it, it's in that kind of funnel shape, and then you just attach the fin at the end. So it wasn't overly hard. It was pretty much just straight lines. So hopefully this one is on the easy side too. Okay, so we got the Gryffindor sword. It's kind of hard to see as I drop it. It doesn't look like there's a right or wrong way to put it, so we put our broom up here. And I'm guessing they mean the chocolate. Well, they don't really show, so I'm gonna guess. So you can see kind of the broom and then the sword and the piece of chocolate there. You're going to attempt to make an Eevee one? That's ambitious for your first one. I think I would have to make like the stock version and then I would have to mess with it. Okay, it looks like I think it might be Neville. Oh, nope, it's Harry. Sorry. Okay. Little sword or wand go in. There we go. So there's Harry. We'll set him off to the side. Dump out those extra. I probably was supposed to build Harry before I started. Yep, and I didn't, but that's okay. Before I did step 1, but I didn't. Ooh, look at the big Gryffindor crest. I'll leave that out, otherwise it'll just get in the way of the hunting. Okay, so I should have kept the box up here so I could tell you who the characters all were. So, yes, it's Neville and Angelina Johnson are the minifigures that we're going to build now. Two heads, two hair, two bodies, two legs. Okay. Then two different color wands. Okay. There's Neville and Angelina. My daughter has the, you're here and not in charge. Hi, Crazy. I think my daughter either has Slytherin or Ravenclaw of this set, but I can't remember which. It's hard enough keeping track of which sets I have, let alone trying to keep track of what sets they have as well. It's Slytherin. That's what I wanted to say, but then I'm like, I think she likes Ravenclaw. But I think technically she's a Slytherin. Yep, that's what I thought. There's a little quiz you could take if you didn't know, and it'll tell you what house you are based on your answers. Okay, try to keep this to the side so you can see what I'm building. It looks like it didn't really have us put those candles anywhere, so we'll just hold them off to the side there for now. Now it looks like we're building some chairs. Oh, no. You tried so hard to be Gryffindor. I think everybody does a little bit. I just answered the questions, but I did get Gryffindor. 5 different quizzes? Did you try answering the questions differently? How you thought a Gryffindor might answer them? Hufflepuff. Okay, 2626. Yeah, I would need you to come home too if you found a pile of snakes in the house. That would be a no for me, thank you. You would probably get a muggle. I'm not sure you can get a muggle. I think it doesn't offer that as a choice. Or as an outcome, I should say. So there is one chair. Yeah, if you tried that many tests and that's what you kept getting, I'd say there's no way for you to be anything else either. Ugh. I can hear my neighbors having their grass mowed, and it's killing me inside. They've been having their lawn mowed for the last couple hours. They've been working on it, and I went outside to take the kids to school, and of course it took very little for my allergies to be like, now you must die. Okay, again, there's no real place for that yet. Okay, once this to go here. Oop, another sticker. This is like a picture. There you go. I put that picture on upside down because I dropped it, and then when I picked it up I didn't pay attention. Easy enough to fix. Well, I can't do too much about the ceiling fan because if I turn that light off, then I think it's really dark. So I don't know. I worry then that there's not enough light if I turn that off. This is the last sticker for this set. Woohoo! Okay, silly set. Okay, if you're going to build this set, putting this in is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. So you have to get it just right in the indents, but if you go too far, like if you press too hard and it goes past the little pegs onto the other side, then you have to take that back off. So be very careful when putting this it's supposed to be like a window in, because it doesn't take much to kind of push it out, and then you have to take this off, which isn't hard, but it could get tedious if it takes a couple times. Let me go grab that remote and turn off that light and see what you think. Okay. So this is with the light on, and this is with the light off. Do you think it's better with it off? Or do you think it doesn't really make it that much of a difference? No one caught the bronzong. I'm sure I said that totally wrong. Okay, yep, 73. Right, but do you think I should leave it off then because of the glare? Or to me, it makes a difference. Like as I'm sitting here, there's not much light. So I turn it on to give myself light, but then if it's causing too much glare, it slipped right out of my hand. Okay, there, and that piece. Okay, then I'll leave it off. Did I do that? I don't know, it makes me feel like I don't have enough light to see, so I'm going to leave it on, and we'll just have to, I don't know. I need to get, I guess, a different light and put it facing the other, but I don't know that that would really provide less glare. I was hoping this matte would help cut the glare, but I wonder if it's got its own glare. Like, it would have been better if it was like a matte colored matte instead of like shiny. More like a mouse pad finish, you know, where it doesn't reflect the lights. But I suppose if it's not too much glare, that's okay. Okay, it hasn't told me to put this stuff anywhere, so we're just rolling with it. yellow. Okay, it's got the little house colors there. Okay, so that piece went up here at the top, and then this went over it to kind of give it a finished look. And this is what you're supposed to be able to hang it by on the wall. Okay, now we slide this in. So it fits in those holes. And when you kind of move it, it's supposed to look like there's a Lego head in the fire, and then the staircase moves a little bit. I don't know how well you can really tell in this thing, but okay. So okay, there's that. Okay, let's see. Welcome back. You have to be careful on this step too, how hard you push, because there's not really that much support underneath. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so this is what, had this project for almost a month and got 6 pages done. I've had this thing for 3 days, corrected his work, and did 4. Oh, yeah, that's not great. That does not show very much motivation on his. No, how are you taping them? I buy the packing tape, the big clear packing tape. It's probably, I don't know, about that wide. And I use that. And I also print out on slightly thicker paper, like cardstock paper. Not super heavy duty cardstock, but, and cut that out. So this is what it looks like closed, like hanging, so you can hang it on the wall. And then, let me open it, and so you open it like this, and you fold those bottom pieces in, and it wants, okay, make sure I'm getting them situated correctly. Okay. So that's kind of where the chairs go, and the candle things went there. And then they show that you can stick this up in the chimney, it says. Like that. For storage. And then that's how you store everything. You kind of go like that, and it just hangs there. Now the question is, where can you put? You need a different ball. I think for storage sake, I will put these up here and see how that works when I close it. Nope. That's not going to work. At least not while turning it. Nope, because they hide inside. So, I don't know where you'd put the minifigures, like while you had it stored. I built some of the books and they had like open pieces at the top, and I just stuck the minifigures, you know, in like that. But I guess in theory, you could do this. Because the back of their legs have like holes. You could do this. Not terribly easy, but Oh, you both caught it. Woohoo! I guess you could do that. And that way your minifigures would stay with the set. But you use this little hook here to hang it on the wall. I'll have to try to hang it. But that is the Gryffindor one, and I have the Hufflepuff one to do today as well, which is slightly like a few more pieces. So the Gryffindor one was like 15 shy of 300 pieces, and the Hufflepuff one is about 15 over 300. So here's what kind of all the sets look like. I'm trying not to get too much glare on the page, but each set has its own kind of, like, it's basically what the common room would look like for the house, for that house. So that didn't take long. It took about an hour. And again, there's only 2 bags for this one. Then you have the little board. And a set of stickers. And 4 of those pieces. Just in the box. So I like that. That's kind of like a cool little playset. Like I said, I think they have like 8 books in total. I only bought 2 of them. And I think I got them like on sale or something. And I did them up and they're cool, but I don't like them enough to buy the other 6. When you open them up, they have different playsets inside. So like Hufflepuff, like they have one that is the potions room, and they have one that's like the garden area. I can show them to you at the end of the stream if you want. Like I said, they're cool, but I didn't like them enough to buy all of them because they released a set of 4 and then another set of 4. And I threw the box down, but I didn't tell you who was in this set. The minifigs in this set are Susan Bones, Cedric Diggory, and Hannah Abbott. Of course, all characters from the Hufflepuff house. So yeah, these sets are made to be like the common rooms for their house, basically. I like them. They're neat. I like that they hang on the wall instead of having to worry about, where you're going to figure out to put another set on a shelf. You could just put, and they're very light, so you could probably even just use like a 3M strip if you could get it to hook on there right. Set kind of nice against the wall, not be kind of at an angle. If you could get it to sit right there in that hook, you could probably just use a 3M strip because they're not very heavy at all. Okay, looks like we're going to make Cedric and Hannah Abbott first. Pants, khaki boots. I will be putting the other 2 house banners on my wish list. That's Hannah Abbott And of course, Cedric Diggory. Okay. More wands, just what I have like a whole drawer full of wands in varying colors. I should say minifigure wands, not regular ones. So there's Hannah and Cedric Diggory. Looks like we're building a table first up. Sometimes it's hard to tell the design they have on the item because it's so small. Right? It's a red thingy or a blue thingy or the purple thingy. Like, I think I have the right. Because they're all these little dots. And each one has a slightly different design. And the picture is not very well. So we're just going to hope that I pick the right ones. It looks like a chocolate chip cookie, a strawberry, a donut, and then like a frosted sprinkled sugar cookie. That's what I'm guessing they are. The picture where it tells you to put the items is better than the little box in the corner that tells you which items to find. But there's the little dessert buffet. Yeah, donuts. I love donuts. I shouldn't say I'll never turn down donuts because we had a donut incident in our house a couple weekends ago. We went to the grocery store to grab like last minute things for dinner or whatever. And my husband, crazy, I pointed out donuts because he's like, is there anything else we need? I was like, the boy child will always say the answer is donuts. And he's like, well, they got these donuts here in the grocery store. And I was like, or they have the ones over there at the bakery case, you pick. And he's like, but these are $1 cheaper. So we bought them. There can, in fact, be bad donuts. They were bad donuts. They were bad donuts. You picked bad donuts. You get called out for it. Listen, you wouldn't even eat the donuts, and you'll eat pretty much anything that doesn't eat you first. I mean, even some things that might eat him first, he would try to take on to see if he could kill them before that way he could eat them. And even he was like, these are not good donuts. Trash. Just saying. They were bad donuts. This weekend, we did not do bad donuts again. We went to the donut shop, as there are like 6 of them around us, and just got donuts there. So, at least it wasn't a mistake he tried to make several times. I mean, props for that. I love the donuts. I mean, that's how I would get kidnapped. A donut truck or free books. You couldn't get me with wine or charging. Free phone charging. You'd have to get me with donuts or free books. I want donuts now too. Yeah, I kid you not. Like, I Googled it as like a treat for the kids not long after we moved in, and there are like 6 donut places near us. It's ridiculous. Like, I've never lived somewhere, and none of them are Krispy Kreme. Because if there was a Krispy Kreme near us, I'd like live there. But no Krispy Kreme, but still donuts. I do want donuts now. I love donut holes because you can just shove the whole thing in your mouth. Yeah, we did live where we lived last. There was like no donuts. And even when we drove an hour into Fargo, there still weren't donuts, really. A heat more. Let's see if I can catch it. If you haven't done so, don't forget to do your daily Pokemon thing on Discord. There's a group you can join on Discord, and they're essentially who made this game. No calories. I got 2 rare rewards to do today too, 2 rare balls or something like that. Anyway, there's a group on Discord, essentially by the creators who made this game, and you can go there daily and get like a daily Poke reward thing. I don't know what to call it. But let me maybe try typing in like Poke Daily and maybe it'll bring up the thing. If not, I'll have to share it when you get home because I can't find it. Or is it? There you go. I thought, because that's how I found it. I didn't know what the Discord was And so I think I just randomly typed it in one on somebody's stream and it came up, the link. But yeah, you can go there every day and catch things. I felt that pop off. Oh. Thank God it didn't take a trip somewhere. It just fell on the little box underneath. Apparently, it doesn't want to be connected. But yes, I forget most days to go there and collect my Poke Reward for the day. But yeah, you get money and some kind of prize or so. And then that helps you acquire money to buy more Pokeballs. So, plus you get Pokeballs from doing it usually. Some kind of Pokeball. But that's how I got like the Night Ball. Not that I know what makes it different, but yeah, that's how I got it. I was like, I'm gonna actually have to like sit down and look at them and figure out what each thing is supposed to do that makes it like special and different. And then I'll still forget to use it, so. Okay, that looks like little doors, maybe. The sticker, anyway. And it's crooked. Is that what it is? Like better to catch dark type Pokemon? I mean, that would make sense if I could remember which ones were dark type off the top of my head. Like some of them I know, but others I'd be like, I don't know what this is. And it gave me potions one time, which I know is if I choose to do like the Poke battles, then I would need the potions to, you know, revive, fix, whatever, heal my Pokemon. But I haven't taken part in the Poke battles, so. Attach. Okay, another sticker. This just kind of looks like a shield or the end of a barrel. Let's says ads in 45 seconds if you have ads. If you subscribe, the ads won't show up for you. I've turned them off for subscribers. But if you're watching and lurking and not a subscriber, ads are coming soon. In about 30 seconds. But they only last about 30 seconds, so... Okay, that's the same sticker. Okay. It says ads should be on. Oh, we're going to make like a little bookcase. Or like a pile of books, something. There we go. Another sticker. This has the Hufflepuff crest on it. Oh, trust me, I know. Sometimes it feels like you're cutting forever. The one pattern I made for my daughter, I had like 20, like computer pages, 8 by 11, whatever, 8.5 by 11 pages, like 20 of them in order to get it, like the whole pattern done up. Trust me. I am with you on the cutting of the pattern and the tediousness. Some people use a projector. Like some people who sell the patterns. Yep, sounds about right. Some people who sell the patterns will format them so that you can send them to a projector. And then you can set your projector up so that it reflects or shows up on the fabric, and then use that to cut. Like, you know, trace the lines with like a fabric marker on your fabric and then cut it out that way. And that way you're not printing out a pattern. And some people who do a lot of patterns will have them shipped out to be cut by other people. And they've said it's not like crazy expensive. When you think about how much like ink and paper you use to do it at home and time. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything. 39, 33, 34. Yep, okay, there we go. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't suggest that unless you're doing like patterns all the time. Yeah, you could send it to Staples and they'll, yeah. I didn't really worry about it, and it wasn't that bad until she started getting older, and then, you know, you have to make a kid size 14, and it wasn't a simple box, you know, or rectangle. There was an actual, like, curves and all this. Then I was like, okay, this is a lot of tape and a lot of time, and I could live my whole life Never doing this again and be happy. Woohoo, I didn't fling any pieces doing this one. Okay, this one's another cushion type sticker, like in the last set, where it looks like a cushion back, couch, whatever. I say that every time, and I have an entire pile that I have cut out and used for different things. You say that, but you will most likely do it again. Okay, and then this one attaches on this side. Yeah, I have said I'll never do this again about a million times. And then I do it again. Let's see if I can catch this one. I haven't caught anything today. At least it hasn't yelled at me that I don't have that Pokemon or anything, or that Pokeball. That's what it is. We're having breakfast for dinner. Be jealous. we're gonna have waffles and bacon. Yesterday, no one, again, listen, I've given up. I haven't caught anything in like forever. I love breakfast for dinner because it's easy. It's like a cheat meal. Sometimes I make pancakes, sometimes I make waffles, sometimes I make French toast. There's always bacon though, because it's not breakfast without bacon. There we go. There's that minifigure. I forget who she is, so. Or who she's supposed to be. And she won't stand either. There we go. Now we're going to make a little garden type items. Look at the little watering can. We have a pumpkin. Okay. See if I can do this without sending one of these tiny little pieces flying across the room. I did it! A little, like, garden bed type thing. This little, like, tiny vine stem thing. Have you been doing this whole time with right-handed scissors? No wonder it's taking you forever. You're left-handed. You just have to accept the demon hand and use it. All the way downstairs. Downstairs is so far. I don't have a downstairs or an upstairs, so I don't have to worry about that. I have one step down into what is considered the den from the living room because it used to be part of the carport. But I don't have an upstairs and a downstairs. Because I can't do steps multiple times a day. See, I cheat and go one step further. I have one of those paper cutters. So I use it to trim off the excess, and then I only have to worry about getting close with the scissors and cutting out like the actual shape. You're not supposed to cut the wrong part, then you have to cut even more and print even more. You weren't supposed to fall. And one stair's still going up or down. Yeah, and I don't even do that too much in a day. But that was like our thing when we were looking for houses. I was like, I cannot have stairs, like really at all, and no HOA, because I'm not dealing with those fools. And then like some of the other stuff was like, I'd like if we could find a house that had this or that, but like those were no's. No HOA and no stairs. Like those were my hard and fast cannot haves. You had to borrow a whole pot? Well, in all fairness, if you're using that cup we got at the big cat preserve thing, it is a whole pot of coffee because it's ginormous. You guys, I wish I could show you this cup. It is literally an entire pot of coffee. Oh, only half a pot. Okay, is that like a normal pot of coffee or like a 20 cup coffee pot? Because if it's like an industrial coffee pot and it still holds half of it, it's still a lot. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it only holds half, holds no water. Because if it's a 20 cup coffee pot, it holds a whole normal pot of coffee. Okay, if you have big fingers, this one might be hard to do. Or you might have to do it slightly different. Because even my little kitty hands had trouble getting in there, so. Hi, Dosley! Thank you for the lurk. See? A normal, like, 4-cup coffee pot, they think, like, it's always measured as 6 ounces is a cup for those things. So, that's a lot. Got a little lantern. Why do things always want to pop off and fly at me? Yeah, like, but you know, when you look at the back of coffee cans or like the pods, they tell you to only select 6 ounces on the thing or measure 6 ounces of water, even though a cup is technically 8 ounces. Okay, that's how that little quadrant. I'm not arguing with you that four cups is not a lot when you're only thinking, or when the coffee industry says that 6 ounces is a cup. But I'm just saying, when the cup, according to coffee standards, holds 6 cups of coffee, half a pot is still a lot. It's just a really ginormous carafe of coffee disguised as a cup. Okay, now we're building another cubby. So it was weird. For this little thing, they did a little box, told me all the things I need. The next one, even though it's only making a slightly larger cubby, we're going to pick our pieces up one step at a time. So 2 pieces, then 2 pieces, then 2 pieces. Just let me pick them all out at once. Okay, listen. I don't know if we can be friends anymore, Steel. Like, that's some pretty stiff argument there. I mean, I guess you're allowed to hate it. Do you at least like the way it smells, but not tastes? Because I know a lot of people have a problem with the way it tastes. They're like, it's just so bitter. But then they like the way it smells, so... Oh, you can't stand the smell either? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to rethink this relationship. I may have to convene with Carrot and have a convo. I love coffee. I love iced coffee, which Crazy hates. I love iced coffee or frappuccinos or all kinds of stuff. But he only drinks hot coffee. and everything else is blasphemy. There are several drinks at Starbucks that have no coffee in them. They do a chocolate covered strawberry. That's really good. It doesn't really bother me. It's a joke though, because like everybody drinks coffee. But no, yeah, several of their frappes have no coffee in them. They do a chocolate covered strawberry one. That's pretty good, and it technically has no coffee in it. I love the iced coffee and the frappuccinos, and my favorite drink at Starbucks is the peppermint mocha. They put peppermint pieces in it, like chocolate peppermint pieces in it. It's so good. And you can get it all year, even though it's technically part of the Christmas or winter menu. You can get it all year. You can get on their secret menu, which of course it's better if you have the recipe if you're going to ask for it. They do a butter beer at Starbucks as well on their secret menu. But like I said, not every binder underneath the counter has all the same recipes in it. So it's better if you know what's in it and the measurements before you go. That way, you know. You can look it up though. You can Google it. They do a butterbeer or their take on a butterbeer recipe. And it's a frappe. Okay. I will spin this around after this step and show you guys how it has been coming along. Okay. That's how it's coming along so far. Yeah, I know there are some people who really do care. I joke that I give crap about not drinking coffee, but really, what you drink or don't drink doesn't affect me. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we're making this part in here that has the part that helps it hang, the clip. Yep, the cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. That's crazy that you guys can hear it. I even have a Starbucks cup that is meant for Frappuccino. It has a domed lid on it, and it says like Frappuccino, and it's got like designs all over it. Okay, this is gonna go right in there. It's an older Starbucks cup too. I've had it for forever. Okay, so now we're gonna slide in the little board here. Make sure I got all my pieces kind of straight. So it's probably hard to get like a really good demo of it on the screen without getting too much glare. But it's supposed to like hologram rotate, however you want to say that. I like the Java chip Frappuccino too. That one that one doesn't necessarily have coffee in it, but the chip is like chocolate chip and espresso beans. So I'm just gonna dump out what's left because they're all tiny pieces. Okay. Let's try this. Okay. Let's make sure I'm putting it on right. Okay. There is the Hufflepuff one. Hufflepuff one closed up, how it would hang like on the wall. And then let's open it up and place things. Okay, so sorry, trying to make sure I'm putting it the way they want it so it stores properly. Okay, no, I didn't do that right. That must be it then. So this is the way they have things. Yeah, like if you don't drink coffee, oh my God, you're so horrible. What's wrong with you? No, I don't care what you drink, but I do like to tease. So this is how they have you put things to store. Like the buffet thing fits in that window, and the watering can goes in the fireplace. Right, so that's how it all is stored. So that, oh, it fell out. So that way you can flip these down. I wonder if they mean to clip it. Oop. Get out. Nope, they didn't have it like it's clipped, so I thought maybe they'd want you to clip it in the fireplace, kinda. But no. So the idea is that then you flip those fins out and you can hang it up like that for storage, basically. And this is how I couldn't figure out how to keep the minifigures with it. So this is what I did on the last set. If I can get it to sit just right. There we go. Because the minifigs have like little spaces in the legs. Like you can have them sit down on a chair or whatever. So I figured maybe I could get them to stick the same way as if they were sitting, but on the front of the panel there. So that way it would keep the minifigures with the set. So that's how I decided to do it. Whether it's right or wrong, that's how I decided to do it. And then you can kind of see from the back side the treasure chest and the couch and the flowers and the pumpkin just kind of hang on there. And then you can hang it from this little hook on the wall. And I will show you the Gryffindor one again in case you missed it. This is the Gryffindor one. And let's see, this is what it looks like opened. It has chairs hanging and a chess board like kind of in the fireplace for when you're storing it, like when it's closed. And it has the Gryffindor sword, and it has a broom and a chocolate bar. Oop, I should have done the other side first because that side has the big crest on it. So in theory, hanging on the wall, this is kind of how they would look. And as I said, there's the other two house ones as well, but I didn't grab those. Yeah, I mean, do whatever you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, I don't care what you do. Let me grab those other two books I was talking about. Right? Like, you don't even have to agree with me. You just can't be violent in your disagreement. Like, we can agree to disagree. I keep feeling like every time I pick those up, I'm going to slide that little backboard thing out. So they came out, I think these were part of the original 4 they released. And then they came out with another 4, but I didn't get any of the second 4. So the idea is that it looks like a book on the bookshelf, right? You can put them like this. But then you open them up, and they are whole little scenes. I think this one is the potions classroom. And there's like a chair in here. Let's see. There's like a little book, and there's some cauldron, and there's just all kinds of stuff. And I like them, they're neat, but I don't like them enough to buy all 8 of them. Well, 4 at the time, and then the 4 new ones. So that's these, but they have little spots at the top. So that's where I put the minifigures that went with these. I just hooked them on the top. But those banners don't have anything to do that like the same way with. So I had to figure out how to keep the minifigures with them. So that's all I have today, guys. I'm looking, hopefully, to get... Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of all the notifications so I can look for a raid. Hoping to get the Disney 100 villain set where it looks like it's got some books, and it looks like it has like a VHS tape and like the poison apple with it, and then hopefully it looks like a movie reel, like an old film camera, and it's got like the movie reel kind of done up all around it. So hopefully that one as well. We can raid into 36 oh, I didn't show you my cup today because nobody did drink. Nobody redeemed the drink, but it says, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good, and it looks like it's got clouds rolling over it. And on the back, it's got like a rainbow nightscape, Hogwarts. And that's... I got it from a local, small, kind of, not chain bookstore. And they allow people who make book-related items to sell their wares in there on consignment. And that's where I got this. But we can raid into 36 bricks. It looks like he's working on his coral reef. He's building like a whole coral reef from his imagination, which is fantastic. I do not have that much imagination. Or maybe I have the imagination, but not the ability to see it through on the other side. But thank you for all thank you all for coming and watching and hanging out and chatting with me. And then following the... Did he just leave, maybe? Because now I don't see it. Sorry. I was like, where did he go? Because just a second ago when I clicked... Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for hanging out and talking with me. And make sure you have your notifications turned on. And I always post to my schedule for the week. If there's any changes, I make sure to change it so it stays up to date so you can find out when I'll be streaming for the week. Thanks, and have a good day, guys.